I just got to this little skate park in Greenacre that was supposedly upgraded back in 2022. This is what the park looked like before the upgrade, and this is what it's looking like now. As you can see, not a whole lot has changed here, and the council spent $215,000 on these supposed upgrades. So they listed that this $215,000 upgrade included removing the foam box from the center, repairing and painting the existing ramps and ground to make it a lot smoother, and installing these two rails here, which actually looks super fun to me. I am planning on doing some tricks on these rails, especially this ride-on rail here, because I've never seen one as good as this. But the final piece to the upgrade here, and in my opinion, the worst, dumbest decision that they could make here, is installing a basketball court in the middle of the skate park here, pretty much at the bottom of the ramps. I'm pretty surprised that the council actually signed off on this design and allowed them to install a basketball court at the bottom of the ramps right here, not knowing how dangerous this could potentially be. I'm going to try and warm up a bit and try and skate this park, which there isn't a lot here, but then I'll talk about why skate park designs like this are so dangerous. So skate parks are already dangerous enough with little kids darting all over the place without looking which direction they're going. So imagine how much more dangerous people shooting hoops in the middle of the park or having a half-court game right in the center, adding to the people that aren't already looking where they're going. This is just such a recipe for disaster. This isn't the first time I've seen a basketball court installed in the center of a skate park either, with the first one being at Carnes Hill Skate Park. When that park first opened, they had a half-court literally in the middle of the skate park, which was so dumb, and another one off to the side, which still kind of got in the way since you couldn't get the run up for the ledge and manual section, or skate the curve ledge since they would sit all over it and put their bags and stuff all over it too. That center hoop and backboard kept getting ripped out by all the local skaters there, and for good reason too. When people were in the middle playing at that basketball court, you couldn't even skate most of the park. It was right in the center and you couldn't get run up for anything in the middle there. And you wouldn't believe how many arguments I've seen and almost fights that happened because of this too. The basketballers weren't exactly in the wrong because the council built this in a public space, so they thought they weren't doing anything wrong playing basketball there. And the skaters weren't really in the wrong either, because there was basketball games going on in the middle of the skate park, which made it so unskateable, and so many arguments would happen there. It took so many years for the council to realize what a problem this was, and they eventually stopped installing new hoops there whenever the locals would rip them out. The hoop off to the side is still there and still gets ripped out every now and then, but the council keeps reinstalling that one, for now at least anyway. But that one's nowhere near as bad as what the center one was. I get that skate parks are being made more as like a youth inclusive space now, so you usually see new parks getting built with a basketball court along the side, as well as like a parkour section and some workout equipment. So they're trying to make it like a proper hub for you to do all different types of things here, which is fair, but I think everything should be built individually, not within each other. And having a basketball game going on in the center of the skate park isn't just annoying, but it's so dangerous. On the Bankstown Canterbury media release, they've actually said that they added this as another way to play at the skate park, added the basketball court. So it's clear that they have absolutely no idea what a skate park actually is. It's basically like a busy road where you need to treat it like you need to look left and right, you need to wait your turn before crossing this road. You're not going to go and play basketball in the middle of a busy road, are you? It just makes no sense. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting about the dumb decisions that the councils make at skate parks and with the skate park design, because it is very rare that they put a basketball court in the center of a skate park, but I'm seeing it more often than I think should be happening. Either way, personally, I don't think it'll be a massive problem at this skate park because I've never been here before. I've never seen anyone that I know come here. I don't know if people even know this place exists, so I don't feel like it'll be getting that busy where it'll be dangerous. But I feel like this park will be more of like a family-friendly zone where families will just post up and have their little kids practice riding around on the flat ground and playing basketball. So this design is dangerous, but I don't think it'll be a massive problem in this area at this park. I just don't think it'll get busy enough. Let me know if skate park designs like this are actually as dangerous as what I think they are, or if I'm just overreacting in the comments below. There isn't really much at this park besides the ramps at either end and then those two rails kind of in the center. So while I'm here, I want to get a couple more tricks on this ride-on rail because I really don't see ride-on rails like this at other parks. They're usually a lot shorter and steeper, more of like a pole jam, not an actual ride-on rail like this one. So I'm going to try and get a few more tricks on this thing, and then I'll go over the positives and negatives of this park, because I'm listing a whole bunch of negatives, but there are a few positives. And I don't want to just badmouth this park the whole entire video. So like I said, the negatives are having the court at the bottom of the ramps here, but I feel like the ramps are just way too far apart for you to use them properly as well. And there's a lot of tree nuts and branches and leaves that fall all over the ground here. So you're at heaps high risk of just hitting one of them and going flying. The other thing I'd say is the park isn't really family friendly. Besides the open flat ground here where you can practice pushing and turning and stopping and practice your ollies, the ramps are just too high for you to learn how to drop in on. The flat bar is way too high for someone to learn on. I don't think people that are beginning to learn how to skate are going to know how to do the ride-on rail either. And I don't know what they mean by maintaining the ramps and upgrading them, because there's still so many cracks in the concrete. The ramps aren't even level together, so it's just so dangerous to skate these ramps if you wanted to. Positives though is that it's really quiet here. No one's come here this whole entire day. It's a cloudy day today, but there's heaps of shade provided from the trees around here as well. And the ground's really smooth and nice to roll on. And for me personally, I really love this ride-on rail that's here. I had so much fun skating it. So that's a massive positive for me. I skated another council designed and built skate park recently that was kind of whack, but it was built around the outside of a basketball court, which was a much better design than having the court right in the middle of the park like this one. And you can check that out right here.